Hi everybody. Today is Saturday, May 13th, 2022, and this is episode number, no, it's 2023.
Yep. It's May 13th.
Hi everybody. Today is Saturday, May 13th, 2023, in the year of our Lord, 2023. And this is episode number 22 of Running with Scissors, Stitching with Jane and Julie. I think I'm Jane.
And I'm Julie. So wow, right off the bat, this is going to show you that we have no clue what.
Can you see right here? It says tilt. Gone. Completely gone. Oh, man.
Oh, I'll tell ya. We have so much fun stuff to share today. And as much as the 2022 Julie was very regimented, programming, lists, and notes, right? 2023 Julie is going to be carefree, willy-nilly. Well, the 2023 Julie is going to be like all over the place, like a dandelion in the wind.
Dandelions are flowers too.
I just, my head is very full, and hopefully it'll come out in some kind of order. Or not. Jane
doesn't matter.
Jane gets it. You guys might think I need help.
We all need help. Speaking of help, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So, all be kind to yourselves. Give yourself some grace. Take a bubble bath. Embrace the fact and give yourself permission to be perfectly imperfect like we all are.
Yes. Thank you. I think I needed to hear that today. Will you tell me again later? Because I may very well forget.
I'll tell you again when we order lunch. But we want to welcome you. Yes. If you're a first-time viewer, thanks for stopping and spending some time with us. You may want to self-medicate now. Embrace yourself for the crazy. We hope that you like what you'll see and that you'll hit the like button and you'll subscribe and you'll tell a few friends. And for all of our returning viewers, welcome back. It's great to be with you again.
And thank you all. Well, I would like to ask you, well, I've seen you briefly yesterday for like an hour and a half.
We pre-gamed.
Yeah, we did a little bit. Did you stitch on anything in the last 2 weeks?
Oh, Julie, thank you for asking. I did do a few things.
And I haven't seen them. I've heard of them, but I haven't seen them.
We'll go through this is unruly. I don't.
Yeah.
Know what's happening.
Well, and then with the camera, I go to pull my shirt, and it's the opposite,
right. So
we all look like we're.
Here are my whaps.
Yes.
I am going to start with, this is Shepherd's Bush, a full heart.
Oh.
And I did track down someone who manufactures the 8-inch round shaker boxes.
Yes. I'm so glad you could.
It's one of the perils of starting something that was designed in 2014 and it's like 9 years later and you're like, what do you mean you don't have the box in stock? Well, I don't understand.
They mean the guy retired.
Yeah. Well, I ended up calling Shepherd's Bush to ask because it's on their website and they said they had one in Shepherd's Plum, which would be beautiful, that kind of aged plum kind of thing. And she said that her friend that manufactured those went out of business during she closed her shop during the pandemic and never reopened. Oh,
I know that happens. Yeah.
But here is my progress.
Wow, you got some flowers in.
Yeah, I'm ready to fill in that side of the grass with the flowers.
So that's everything that goes over there. I see.
I believe it is.
Yeah, it looks like it.
There are some specialty stitches in the bee skep over here. Nothing difficult to do, just some long-armed cross stitches for some, some texture.
For texture, that'll be
nice. That was a lot of fun.
Love the colors.
I do really like the color palette. It's a very fun, it's a very fun stitch.
Way cool. And that round little baby sheep right there.
Yeah.
Cute.
Cute. Sorry, you guys. I have to put these away.
Don't apologize.
Okay, so there's that. And then this is Shepherd's Bush, Goodness and Grace.
Love that too. I really do.
And
the colors. Ooh.
Here's my progress on that.
You really went to town.
Yeah, the filling in the basket is no joke. You would think that, well, it's like some diamonds with a blank stitch in the middle. You have to really concentrate on it. It's not hard. You just have to.
You got to establish a rhythm of how you're going to execute.
So I found I had to pay less attention.
Can I see?
With the flowers, so that's what I did. So there's more to do on the bottom. There's like a little house down here, and there's a fence at the bottom that needs to be done. And so maybe next week.
And this is all done in silk.
This is all done in silk.
Beautiful.
The kitted hand-dyed linen and all of the kitted. I think this is a combination of silk and overdyed cotton.
Oh, very pretty.
Yeah.
I love the colors.
The first time I did something that had a combination of the two, I thought, I don't know, like, why couldn't you just find a silk color? What's that going to be like to combine the fibers? Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. It doesn't really give it a texture difference. No, just the depth of the thread.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're struggling to do a color conversion and find colors that you really like, I guess my lesson is I don't have to think it all has to be silk or it all has to be cotton. You can mix them and it's beautiful.
Cool.
And then, what is this? I did,
I was just going to ask.
I crossed over.
I didn't want to jump. Yeah, I got jumped on last time for talking ahead.
You know, when you go from being a monogamous stitcher to just being so totally out of control, I now have an even bigger landslide prone bag or stack of project bags. I can't tell anymore by looking at them what's in what. So I decided
that's a terrible problem.
I decided to label them. And this is not a revolutionary thing. I've seen many floss tubers that do this. I went out and bought 1 1/4 inch split ring key tags from Amazon and wrote the name of the project. A lot of people attach it to their zipper pull. Well, the bags are so beautiful, and all of the bag makers spend so much time finding zipper colors that are either complementary or they're kind of contrasty or whatever. I don't want to scratch up and lose the color on that zipper.
Or detract from the selection they put on with coordinating.
So what I did is I went on Amazon and I bought a bag of their little light bulb pins. And so I'm just pinning them to the bag. And I will put the link to both from Amazon in the description box.
And I'm glad because I have something I want to use those key tags for as well, and I'll show that next week.
Okay.
So fun.
This is with a needle and thread. The robins are here. This was a 2023 market release. I am doing this on 36 count Country's Vintage Mocha with all of the called for DMC and fancy flosses. I bought this in a kit.
No way. Look at how cute.
How stinking cute.
That is so cute.
Mr. and Mrs. Robin.
They look like they should be sitting on a front porch someplace.
Oh my God. They're just so happy.
Adorable.
Yeah.
I've got to
And there's not a lot left to do. So I think, I could probably polish this off in a couple of nights after work. So maybe I'll make that my goal between now and next time is to finish. Such a happy stitch. Beautiful DMC colors along with the hand-dyed.
So cute.
And then I tried a new start. This was also a 2023 market release. I also bought this kitted. And this is This I Know from Plum Street Santa.
I have that as well. After I saw yours, I thought I've got to get that.
And I'm stitching this on 36 count. I don't know whatever came in the kit from Farm Girl Dry Goods. 1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads. And I got a very small start, and I have a couple of things that are giving me anxiety about this. So first I'll show you my tiny little start, just the door on the church. I've seen other floss tubers working on this, and it seems like it's a pretty big, substantial piece. I'm not sure I have enough fabric.
Oh, really?
To do it.
Did it come with that?
Yeah, it came with it. I measured very carefully, and I think I maybe have just a little over an inch margin.
Oh.
Which makes me really nervous because I'm probably not as diligent as I always should be. So that's giving me a little anxiety. And then when I was getting ready to start the body, of the church, and then looking at which color to pull next, I saw that I was looking at the floss colors, and I'm like, why is that a C? It says DMC, but there's a C after it. Like, is that a conversion? Like, what is that? Well, to follow up on last week, or maybe we should read all the instructions before we start. 6 of the DMC colors.
I got razzed for it, so.
Bring it on. Called to be coffee dyed. And I've never done that before. So you need to soak the skeins for 5 to 7 minutes in strong coffee, and then rinse them until the water runs clear, and then dry in a 175-degree oven on a paper towel lined baking sheet. So I put it away temporarily. I'm not gonna not do it because I'm afraid to do something I've not done before. So I am gonna coffee dye them because that's what the designer intended. But it doesn't say how long you should put them in the oven. And I am terrible. I'm a set it and forget it kind of person.
Yeah.
So I could see me putting them in there at 175 degrees and then going to bed. So if any of you have coffee dyed and dried things in your oven, let me know.
Yeah.
About how long you put it in there.
But so that is what kind of stopped your stitching process, because that's what you were going to do next.
Because I'll be real, I got mutzy about it, as my grandmother would say. I just want to stitch. I don't want another project to have to stitch.
Yeah. Because that sounds a lot like dinner. You got to do this, you got to do that, you got to put it in the oven, and you got,
And part of me was like, why couldn't you have just picked colors that were close to whatever. I was being a total toddler about it.
Well.
And then I got to thinking about it, and I thought, I bet it looks really cool.
Well, that's what we discussed. Do you have to do it? I thought it was maybe, can I see the pattern again? Yeah. I thought it was maybe just the church that was dyed.
And here's the color palette. It's beautiful.
Oh, it is. So I'm like,
but it would also be beautiful if some of those colors were more muted.
Yeah, dyed.
And and so I'm gonna do it. It's a new adventure for me. It might be old hat for a bunch of you, but like I said, I'm a toddler, and so I'm gonna try it. And it's not all. It's 6 of them.
Okay.
So I will happily do it. I suppose instead of. Do you have to put it in the oven? I guess is my question. Could I
just dry it out?
Yeah, could I roll them in a towel to kind of get some of the moisture out of them, and then just leave them on a paper towel lined and to air dry? Or does the heat of the oven actually do something to set?
Yeah.
Something. So if you know, please let me know.
Yeah. And then I'm going to do it, so it's like, oh, we have to do that? I don't...
I'll be an expert, apparently. Bring them on over.
Yeah, we can do it together.
Yeah.
I thought if we're going to make coffee, we'll just have that
cheesecake with it.
Yeah, or my oatmeal cake. We have to
Did you bring oatmeal cake?
No, I didn't. I will.
Wah-wah.
I've had no time.
So I'm nervous about the fabric, having enough fabric, because it just looks so big. When other folks are doing it, but maybe I'll whip out my calculator again and get over it. I did a center start just to be extra safe.
Well, then you should be okay. Yeah, I would think, but we can count it out.
You're talking about me. And then I did some work on the Scarlett House Floral Motif Sampler. And I am doing this on 40 count Prairie Grass by Seraphim. 1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads. And I'm using all of the called for, it's a combination of Gentle Arts and Weeks Dye Works.
I did see this yesterday when I was over. It is just beautiful. And it's one of those things where it's like, I think I'm going to want to do this. And then I'm like, no, let's just live through Jane.
Let's see if Jane survives it first.
Let's just live vicariously through you.
So here's my progress. I'm sorry, you all. I didn't.
Stop apologizing.
Well, I feel extra guilty because I watched the latest Flosstube from Welcome Stitchery. Hi, Justine. Hi, Michelle. Shelly. And they had just been to a retreat where somebody said, no, you Flosstubers, make sure you press your stuff before you show it. And I'm like, I can't do it.
No.
Anyway, here is my progress.
They obviously haven't watched us.
Well, maybe they have, and they're like, avoid the train wreck of Jane, who has an allergy to ironing.
Well, too bad. So sad. I think,
as my grandmother would say, they can get glad in the same pants they got mad in. Oh God, I miss her. She was just one of a kind. So that's my progress.
Okay, here I'm gonna try. This is just too much. The color, the camera's not showing the colors.
I don't know if I can get closer.
I don't think I can either. Wait a minute. You tell me. Am I anywhere? Is that helpful or not?
There you go.
It's shaking like a leaf, but look at that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I just love it. That fabric is something.
It is stunning. It's not the last time I will stitch on it. Now, there is a small tragedy with this piece. I know it just seems like victory is mine. I was going to go on and stitch more about 3:30 this morning.
Well, there's the tragedy.
And there's a counting error somewhere with one of the motifs. And it's misplaced. And other things I could anchor other things off of it. So, I can stitch a little more of the border, and then one of the next motifs I could anchor off the border.
Yeah, so you're not going to replace, you're not going to restitch the recenter.
No, this is
I wouldn't either if it's, but you need to be aware of for future placement.
Let me see what I can. This right here. This right here is in the wrong place.
By how many threads?
2 or 3 threads. So I will just stitch a little more of the border, and then the next thing that comes down here or along this side, I'm struggling today, I will anchor off of the border, and all will be well. But I thought maybe not at 3:30 in the morning.
No.
So I just watched I watched another episode of Iron Chef Japan before I turned off the light, just to soothe myself.
I wish you could sleep.
I count.
But
you and me both. And my mom, who said even as a baby, I never slept.
Really?
She would, take me for my wellness visits, and she would tell the doctor, how's it going, whatever. And she's like, oh God, I'm exhausted. And he's like, well, when she sleeps, you sleep. And my mom's like, she's something wrong with her. She doesn't sleep. I don't know. And then y'all, I'm going to try not to cry when I talk about this next one, but I have a new start. And it is everything to me.
It's a new love.
Oh.
Yeah, you too. Okay, you two just put things down and just look at this because.
Wait, I'm a little verklempt.
I'm like, now I want to start that, but I'm not going to. Again, I'm just going to live through you. You okay?
So I just have to compose.
I was going to say, I don't even have any sugar to offer you or anything.
This is Modern Folk Embroidery, IAB 1817, also known as the Rosebush Sampler.
very muted,
Yeah.
kind of very understated.
Almost monochromatic in a way.
Yes.
The lightest shades of the floss
And
are almost the same color as the fabric, which is by design. Jacob designed it that way. He charted it all in DMC. I am doing this on 36 count Tephra from Cedar River Linen and Design.
Mm-hmm.
And I am using the floss pack from Roxy Floss Co. I bought the pattern on evertote.ca, and Caroline offered the chart pack, the floss pack. So that's what I did. This is all overdyed cotton.
So you can do it in DMC,
Yep.
or you can do an alternative chart floss part.
And I was, frankly, this was more Garanimal-like,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't have to look for DMC,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's why I bought it. Not because there was anything wrong with the DMC.
Correct.
Those colors were beautiful. And here is my progress.
She did send me a couple snapshots of this, and I'm like, I got to see this in real life. And when I did, it was like, oh, please. Do you want the big board?
Do this
Here,
now?
drape it over the big board.
No, I think I'm gonna.
Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
Here's my
Yep,
progress.
it's crooked. It's the wrong way. You have it sideways. It should be up and down. Sorry, I'm just there.
Here's my start.
Oh,
It is just.
and
stunning.
again, the fabric is what makes it with those color tones. Is this the called for fabric?
No. Jacob did not suggest a fabric. He left
Okay.
that up to you.
Okay.
I have a smaller piece of Tephra, and there is some grayish
Can I
green modeling that's in the fabric, and it is. I can't imagine a fabric more perfect to do this on. It's a really big step for me because, as you know from watching for the last almost year, I'm not a sampler stitcher. I think they're gorgeous, and I watch a lot of Flosstubes where I fangirl over all of the samplers, but my brain just doesn't engage with samplers. But this is an exception.
Yeah.
And speaking of samplers and sampler stitchers, we want to send a special thanks to Carol, Saltbox Stitcher, for mentioning us in her last video. I had a total spaz fangirl moment.
Yep.
I religiously watch her
Mm-hmm.
floss tubes. I usually save them for Sunday morning when the house is quiet, so my husband refers to it as Sundays with Carol. I love her. It's hard to express how you can be so fond of somebody that you've never met, but she brings me such joy, just like Sarah does and so many of the others of you. And Moonshine Stitchery was also generous and kind and gave us a shout out. So thank you very much. I should have mentioned it at the beginning, but...
Well, this was a perfect time to mention it.
So I just, I couldn't love it more. I don't want to stitch on anything else, so I'm really having to force myself to...
She said it was her red deer.
Yeah, it's my red deer sampler.
She goes,
I have such a hard time putting it down.
She goes, I think I have a red deer sampler. I said, yeah, I know you do. And I said, did you start it? And she goes, no, this is my red deer sampler. I can't leave it alone. Beautiful. Just beautiful.
Thank you, Jacob.
Yes.
You'll never see this. But the next time you all see Jacob, just tell him Jane says thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful piece.
I just love it.
Wonderful.
So that's it for me. What about you?
Oh.
What have you been working on? I know you've had so many things going on that have taken you away from the stitchy.
I was telling Jane the other day, I'm really blessed to have an extremely full life. I really am. And as much as that is a blessing, sometimes it's a curse because I find I don't have any time for me. And that's really hit me hard this last 2 weeks. The days seemed endless, but the week went by so fast. Of course, our last video was 4 weeks, so we had all the time in the world to work on things, and I'm like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to fit this, get stitching time in? So I have a couple of things to share that, I don't know, we talked about how much we're going to share about our personal lives, but I'm a grandma of 1 grandchild.
Grandma goodness.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. And
surrogate grandma goodness.
Yes. So last night, as you may recall, if you watched the previous episode, was prom. I did not go. But Miss Bella and Cody went. And let me tell you, young love. I'd ask you if you remember young love, but I don't think either one of us remember what we had for breakfast.
Who had breakfast?
But yeah, they just made it their own. And I was going to steam her dress. Well, it was a little bit more wrinkled, so it actually was pressing 3 layers.
140 layers of organza.
And, you know, it was 3 layers of netting and chiffon. And Tom had to come and hold the bodice because it was beaded and it kept sliding off the ironing board.
And did you have to rub any Tylenol on it?
No, I did. I had a pressing cloth.
Okay.
And it was because I thought I don't need a big iron V.
Yeah. Did you have to rub any Tylenol here?
No, but I felt like I needed pie afterwards. Oh. So anyways, I'm just so thrilled. And they did take some pictures, pre-prom pictures with their schedules, and just no 2 more perfect humans in my book, but then I'm the grandma.
They gave me a cavity. Julie sent me some pictures. Immediate cavity, because they look so happy and so sweet.
Who would think that this beautiful kind of denim blue gown would look so perfect with either cowboy boots, or 4-inch rhinestone heels? So yeah, so much fun. So that was my grandma moment that I thought I would share. Then I went on a field trip with my guy, and we went to Blue Earth, Minnesota, and we visited Welcome Stitchery.
Oh.
I've been in contact a little bit with Justine, the owner, and I thought, I want to go down there and see. So we took a road trip. It was we stopped to go potty, so that was a 2-hour trip down there.
Yeah. Including the potty, not a 2-hour potty trip.
No, it was I think Google said 1 hour 52 minutes, and so we had a little.
You had your 8-minute break. Good.
To fill up the gas tank, and so anyways, we went down there.
Something else.
Yes, we walked in. Tom came in with me, and we walked in, and were immediately greeted by a very excited customer who said, I watched you on Flosstube. It's like I know you.
Oh,
it was so much fun. She was from Sioux Falls, and I'm so sorry I can't remember your name.
It's a long drive.
Well, I don't know, is it? It's right next to us on the map, but I don't know.
It's only this far on the map.
It's only an inch.
Yeah, the blink of an eye, you're there.
But yeah, the 2 of us had fun kind of shopping around the shop. So I got to meet Justine. So Tom came in and I introduced him and stuff, and then he left. He left to tour the town, and he left me to my shopping. So that was kind of fun.
Good man.
Yes.
Smart
yes.
move.
So my whips. This is where I'm going to go. I'm going to whip a little. I'm going to pip a little. I've got delightful deliveries and purchases from Welcome Stitchery that work into everything.
It's like a stew.
Yes, a stitching stew.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be.
Sounds good.
So I'm looking at my list here, because I have to have a list. But come said the wind is what I worked on during the evenings. And as much as it's just 3 colors, don't let that fool you with the counting and the so here.
It's so beautiful, Julie.
I finished the white over here, and then I worked on all of this.
Oh.
in cherub.
That is a lot of counting.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. I'm just
so beautiful.
Fascinated by it. I just, it's a design by, I gotta roll this up.
Glendon Place.
Glendon Place. Hold, please. Because we have to have a neat and tidy workplace. So this is the...
Oh, so beautiful.
Okay, now, there's beads in this. This kind of is just like a project gone bad because I didn't read any of the instructions. 28 count fabric, stitch it on
That's for
36.
beginners.
Yeah, counting's for beginners.
Come on.
Reading. I don't do no stinking reading. Just give me a threaded needle. Okay, so when I was at Welcome Stitchery, I thought, I am going to look at the beads. And I had the color beads. The first one I chose was white. I'm like, I'm not going to put white on this. I'm not going to put white on this. So I found this color, which actually in the store looked peach.
Yeah, it does have a little bit of a peach tone to it.
And it's matte finished. It's not shiny.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to do a stitcher's
Artistic
choice.
license.
And I chose 4 beads that I hoped would work.
Oh, the colors are so rich and beautiful.
Yeah. So that's
And
what
I like that one of them is kind of shiny.
One is shiny,
Yeah.
one is dull, one is metallic looking.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Since this was designed to be stitched on 28 count using beads, my big question is, will these beads just look like baseballs on a 36 count? But then I told Jane, I think the piece in size is overall accommodating to a little slighter, bigger bead. It's not like I'm doing this on a Christmas ornament.
But, you know, the thing is, a lot of them are like standalone beaded medallions.
Yeah, they're not in with the cross stitch at all. It's like, let's see if I can show you this. Like, see that heart?
Some of it'll go here.
Yeah, it'll go in the arch of the
here.
heart, and it will go in wherever there's a deficit is where there will be like a medallion of beads.
Oh, I think it'll make a great dramatic statement without seeming out of place.
Yeah, I'm hoping. That's what I'm
hoping.
So
excited.
So yeah, I did get that. I did get those beads.
And do you think you'll bead as you go, or do you think you'll wait?
Well, then I was thinking of that. Do I want to do the over one, the dreaded over one on 36 count? What was I thinking? Or do I want to do the dreaded beading? I'm not really into beads.
Oh, I love beads.
Even though I've got them all on this top.
But you didn't put them on there.
No. And I told Jane this top makes me look like a real jazzy hamburger. Not typically my style. But wearing the same 3 tops for these episodes, I thought I'd go out of my comfort zone and get some different tops. Anyways, I digress.
I'm giving people vertigo with mine.
So I worked on that. Okay,
it's
now
gorgeous.
this one is like just a multi-layered whatever. Because I got a new bag.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Now that I'm hooked up on Instagram and Buckleberry Quilts, whenever there's a red one, I'm like, no. And then that part of my brain goes, why not? So this is my second bag. So yeah.
That's a great color.
Red. Okay, so in the red bag is... Okay, I had a list when I went to Welcome Stitchery. And on the list was everybody, not everybody, but it's going around, you know.
Oh,
the Little Red Schoolhouse Pinkeep by Pansy Patch Quilts. I can't tell you the sound I made when I saw this hanging on the hook. Oh my gosh, you have it? And Justine goes, yeah, I just got that in. So we went to the,
oh, look at you.
This is the fabric that I chose, was 36 count weeks dye works straw. And the red that I chose was 103. No, that's not the thread. Oh, that's because I have to dig, excuse me, to dig deeper in my bag. Look, this is another thing. Look at this. Okay, 100 years ago when I did shows, I had bought these because someone had taken these lipstick holders and they had taken the mirror out and put a magnet strip.
Get out!
Yeah. So this is a long time ago. And I found I had this, and it's perfect because I'm only working with one color. So it's perfect for my one color of 103 silk.
It's genius.
I know. Now you'd have to have a whole tote bag to put them all in if you had multiple colors. But you know, I'm either going to do red or black. So this brocade case will work perfect.
And you're doing it with 103.
And
Soie.
I've never done it before.
524.
I am in love with it. I really, it doesn't fray. It has not knotted. Wow. I don't know, maybe the silk gods were just on my shoulder. So then I'm like, I am going to try a pillow because I want to research Vanna Pfeiffer's. I love her pillows. They're the way I want my pillow to look.
And her tutorials are
and
just good.
I'm gonna use that. But you know, I wanted to ruche, so that's what this is. Now I've gotten 7mm silk ribbons off of Amazon before. I got like a shades of black and gray set. Well, this is 7mm ribbon, pure silk by Thread and Fabric Arts. And it was listed as cocoa. And I'm looking at it on my phone going, that kind of looks red to me.
Yeah.
It's cocoa. Let's look at the burgundy. The burgundy was kind of purpley. And the red was Ho Ho Christmas. And this said cocoa. And I thought, you know, I'll bite. So I ordered it. And it's perfect. Don't you think it's a perfect match?
It really
Absolutely. A perfect match to the red.
Oh, this is so petite and beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, and all of your X's are perfect.
Well, no, they're not perfect, but it's like, then I remembered
stuff.
Then the one thing I remembered I don't like about samplers is the alphabet. Oh gosh,
did you sing it as you stitched it?
Well, no, I'm just trusting the pattern that they're all there. So that was fun. That was fun for me to start. And again, just like the honeymoon stage, working with a new fiber, I'm like, oh, I'm liking this silk. I don't feel confident enough that I would change it all to a big conversion of let's just go and do everything in silks. But for this project, when you've got one color, and Justine was just a gem to help me. We looked through all the reds. I think there were like 6 different shades of red, and we found just the perfect one.
That's one of the great things about being able to actually go to a brick and mortar local needlework store.
Yep. Absolutely.
And just stand in awe.
And get to touch and feel it all. Yeah. You know, because we looked at the reds and I went, oh, that's the one. And she goes, no, let's wait. And I go, oh, I like this one better than that one. I like this one better. Or that's too orange, or that's too brown, or that's too purple. And, you know, I felt like Goldilocks. This one's just right. Oh. So then right before we left to go on our field trip, I saw that Justine had posted on Wednesdays. She does a live video on Facebook called Welcome Wednesday. And it's just a little short video of whatever has come in new to the shop or whatever has come in her order the past week that is restocking. And so that's kind of neat. If you were there and go, she didn't have that pattern, and then you watch and go, oh, now it's back in, I better order. So I was watching it while Tom's, down closing doors and getting his wallet, and I'm up in the TV room watching this.
Making notes, notes.
This came up.
Let me see if I can
Let me tell you, danger, danger, danger. So, she had one left when we got down there. I asked her right away about the one that she showed. And, I mean, it kind of is here or there or not here or there. It didn't have the color choices on the back. It just had the dimensions for the fabric. Mm-hmm. And I knew I had fabric at home that I could find something that would go good on this. And I thought, I have Gentle Arts and everything.
If I don't, Jane does.
Yeah. Well, when I got home the next day, when I recovered, I took out the pattern and it says, see how it says CC?
Yeah.
And I'm like, crap, I should have gotten the color
and cotton.
And so I went to her website and I'm like, it's not coming up. So I typed in Wild Oats and it's Classic Color Works. They have abbreviated as CC. The only other time, those are the two that I always hesitate when I'm talking about them because I don't have either of them, and I know you do. When I've seen Classic Color Works, it's always been CCW. That's what throws me when I'm going to mention it. So I called, and they were very kind to pull all the fibers for me. So I decided to use 36 count Pistachio by Leo and Roxy that I had to have when I saw yours, and I thought, what am I ever going to do with it? This is kind of bold for me, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm not one that really,
so beautiful.
I'm going to pin it on the board. That's what I'm doing here. I have a very small start, but I decided to go just dark because I wanted the stripes of that flag to show.
Yeah.
Look at the colors.
Oh, it's going to be gorgeous.
I wanted those, and all the other ones I put them on, like the sand or the lattes. That white, or
kind
it's not even white, but they're pinks and shades of, I wanted them to really pop.
Yeah, and some of these colors are very subtle.
Yeah. So each stripe of the flag is a different color. Okay, now I was caught up in the moment and I didn't take the pattern out to look because sometimes I think that's rude. Well, note to self. Not like it would have deterred me from buying it, but since we are a fact-based program,
just keeping it real, y'all.
The pattern is a lovely design. I thank Jan Hicks for creating such a gorgeous piece that I can't wait to finish.
I think there's a however coming.
However, keeping it real. The pattern has to be, I had to enlarge it because I don't think anyone short of, I don't even know. Jane, you've got excellent eyesight. I'll just let you peek. We can't show you. But with the symbols that were used, I could not differentiate the flag and the stars. I could not. I could not. Oh. Isn't it kind of very difficult?
Yeah.
So what I had to do is I enlarged it by 40%. Is that on the, like, sure. I know anything about printers. I went from 100 to 141 was the next step. Took me 3 copies to get it centered. And then I still actually had to take a lime green colored pencil and color the stars. So at any, I don't stitch like this. My pattern is like somewhat not on camera.
Within arm's length,
Yeah.
but not right
But
on top
even
of you.
glancing, if it wasn't colored in green, it would.
Yeah.
The green just catches my eye that hey, something's
And I could
coming
see
up.
that small where you could mistake some of the symbols,
The symbols,
for each other.
yeah. So, is it gonna stop me? Oh no! But you know, I should have looked. But see, that's not even true, because even if I would have looked at the store, I would have gone, oh, holy crap, this is going to need
I'll
to
enlarge it.
I'll enlarge
Yep.
it. I would have still bought it. But
it's
it
gorgeous.
is true. It's kind of set me, like with your coffee dyeing,
Uh-oh.
it kind of set me
It's
back.
a speed bump.
Yeah, I have to make I don't even know what word I'm looking for. I had to do a change. So with that.
You made a move.
A move, yes. Okay, so I got that. And then, I was just looking, you know, when you go to a place like
I'm
that,
just
you look through everything.
I don't need anything. But a lot of my stash. But you know what? I don't want to be rude and not buy anything.
Well, I didn't drive all the way down here.
Hour and 52 minutes plus an 8-minute pit stop. I mean, I'm not going to walk away empty-handed. That would be terrible.
Yeah, and I wanted to make sure I really scoured every corner and every bin and everything. So I was looking for Brenda Gervais. She didn't have it, but she goes, this is what I have. And I looked through, and it's an older one. And so I said, do you want to pick something up with me? We were at the time the only two in the store. So Justine helped me pick this up. So we pulled the fibers because I said I probably have fabric.
Palette.
Oh, it is so.
Oh my goodness.
Look at, isn't it just warm? And did I show the pattern? I didn't show the pattern.
I'll show.
Okay,
With my needle and thread, 3 tulips.
Oh. And since I know you're on a bunny thing, I bought one for you.
No!
Yeah. She goes, Julie, when we were checking out, she goes, you know, you got 2 of these. And I'm like, well, I gotta get one for Jane. So so I got one for you too.
Thank you.
But the fabric that I chose was
Lord.
this just says
it has to be Picture This Plus.
It must be. It doesn't say, but it's fog.
Picture This Plus.
Is that what it is? And let me fan out the fibers because it is just going to be so yummy. Look at that. Isn't that just way cool? So it was a shop pip, and I just had to show it during the pips and whips because I just think it's going to be so cool. I don't know where I put it.
My heart just sank because before we came in here, I told Julie, okay, here are all the things that I want to get kitted up and I want to start.
3 of them this afternoon after lunch.
I went from being a monogamous stitcher, cross stitcher.
Shepherd bush. Oh,
yeah,
basically.
mostly shepherd's bush. Less of a monogamous stitcher for hardanger to now having 15 whips. And I said to Julie, I probably need to finish at least 2 or 3 things that are closed before I start one of these on the long list. And now...
Sorry. Uh-oh.
Squirrel!
Isn't that just cool, though? Okay, so this is my pattern.
And this is for your Jan Hicks.
This is my Jan Hicks thread.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, my gosh.
So we just had a really good
just
time.
Saw my life left
and
before my eyes.
I think Justine and I were like separated at birth. The 4 of us get together. Shelley, Justine, you and me.
Can you imagine?
The world will tilt.
The Titanic plates will shift. But wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I'm gonna they aren't just gonna swing by because
it is a drive.
They too live an hour and 52 minutes in a potty stop from us. But I think we need to get together with you gals and I'll bake and cook. Won't that be fun?
Oh,
a whole afternoon of
it's worth the drive just for that.
Eating and laughing. So let me see, is that everything on my list? It is. I can turn the page. So what are we up against now, Jen?
We're on to delightful deliveries, I think.
No. Hardanger.
Oh, Hardanger Heaven.
We have Hardanger.
Okay.
Hardanger Heaven section set.
That's right.
Yep.
I did not ascend to Hardanger Heaven. Hardanger Hump Day came twice and went away twice.
And I reminded you.
You did. Mm-hmm. And it was all about the salt. Modern folk.
She was thinking of what she saw in Carol.
What is it? Rosebush sampler, salt box sampler. I got Carol on my mind. Salt box sampler. I'm going to say that every time now.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
Someday let me remind you, I'll tell you a story about psyching out my mother-in-law when she had to read on Good Friday, Palm Sunday on Good Friday.
Tell me now.
Okay.
Share now.
She would always want to practice. And so there were many parts of the reading where she would have to say Pontius Pilate. And us being horrible people, and it was mostly her sons, I don't think I have to tell you which one, because I'm married to him, said, do you mean Pontius Penis?
Oh, Jane!
And she's like, stop it, or whatever. He did it like 2 or 3 times. So we're sitting at church, and we're following along in our little missal, following the reading, and I hear, and Pontius Penis said, oh, there was an audible gasp, but all of us that were sitting in there, and thankfully it didn't register
that she said,
and she just went on to read it. It happened one more time, and that time I think she realized what she was doing.
Horrifying.
It was terrible.
Mick.
I know, it was terrible. He and 2 of his brothers were born very close together, so I think there's maybe a little over a year between the 3 of them, and then she went on to have 3 more lovely children. I don't know how she lived through those 3.
No, I don't know.
I don't know why she was not in a psychiatric hospital or in a prison for drowning.
Yeah,
all of them.
or
they were terrible. The stories. I shouldn't laugh at the stories because she was tortured. They tortured her. And it continued up until the day that she left the ground. They tortured that woman. Oh, but yeah. So now the salt box sampler will be my... I can't imagine what kind of ads are going to start to pop up now.
I know. We have to have the cards with the words on them. But they'll type them.
Jane, it was, there weren't as many ads, but it was just kind of funny. You were telling a story,
well, we
and
did.
an ad popped up for erectile dysfunction.
Well, no. Remember when I said the old word about my Outlander thing?
Yes.
Well,
the gasm word?
Yeah, we had to delete a few comments that
from
were
porno sites that wanted to advertise on our show.
Yeah, so you really have, we go through so many, what are they, Jane, when we're uploading? So many checkpoints.
Yeah.
Yeah,
everybody does.
That you just have to really be careful.
Oh I can't believe I just told that story.
I didn't know what was coming to be prepared. I could have had it written out. Beep.
Oh,
well,
so
I
sorry.
think so. You didn't do any Hardanger.
I didn't do any Hardanger, but I know that you have some Hardanger related things because I think you kind of did an overhaul on your website too, didn't you? Which is the first place I would go if I wanted to find Hardanger related things.
Okay, well, thank you for helping me with a segue because...
At least I could do after that whole thing.
So I kind of have some notes because I want to follow. I do think, though, that I really have fallen off the retirement wagon because I was going to retire and sell what I had and just be happy to stitch and garden. And I have been truly blessed by orders. Every week.
Thank you, everybody.
Orders. I get an order and I'm like, what are they buying? What do I even have left? I check my inventory because my inventory's been kind of funky. I put in that there's 4 left and it'll say 6. And I'm like, no, I believe I typed 4 and it'll choose a number. So
A random number picker.
yeah. So anyways, I have been asked, have I been asked or did I offer? It's a blur. There's a Facebook
The end result is
website.
the same. It's
Yeah,
exciting.
the Facebook site called Hardanger Lovers that I am a member of. And they have a SAL, which is a stitch along. And I submitted, upon request, a pattern that I have. It's the Charlene. And we're going to be doing that as a stitch along. Never done one before. I know will be a PDF file that you can purchase from me, and then I guess you just all stitch it in whatever color. You buy the fabric, you buy the fibers, and then you post your project on this group. So I thought that's kind of fun.
It almost makes me want to have a Facebook account.
Well, and luckily, the pattern, I had to choose a pattern that I had in PDF format because that's part of my problem is my charting program's not compatible with my laptop updates. So that's fun. Oh, and at that time of release of the SAL, I think I'm projected for July. Jane and I are going to do the Delightful Detail number 3, Trace.
Trace. Or as we say in Stearns County, Minnesota, 3.
3. We will be doing it focusing on the buttonhole edge, and different filling stitches and different buttonhole variations. And that'll be a combination. Jane will be doing some of the stitching for me, and I'll be telling her what to do. And the stitch...
Just call that any day that ends in Y.
I'm not that bad. And then this stitch that is featured in this particular doily will be demonstrated. So if someone doing this stitch along has never done it before, we'll have a visual of how to do it.
And are there any picots in that design?
No, actually it's an adjoining wrap variation.
Oh, okay.
So I was going to bring the pattern to show you, and I didn't.
Next time.
So that being said, again, Justine and I kind of put our heads together, and I am going to, I guess, be like, did Barbara Streisand come out of retirement for
If we say she did, then she did.
I'm coming out of retirement to teach a class. I was inspired actually by Pam of just
Hi, Pam, and
stitching,
stuff. Yep,
right?
Just keep stitching.
Because Pam was a little quite apprehensive about hardanger. So what I decided to do was create a new hardanger piece to teach that was a little bit more updated, kind of mixing it up a little bit with some different fabrics and fibers that aren't traditionally white on white. So Justine and I talked when we were down there about having a class sometime in September, and maybe even 2 classes in the fall.
Yeah.
So I'll talk about it in more detail when plans are established.
It's so exciting.
There's quite a few, maybe a handful or 2 of gals in Minnesota who have wanted to take a class from me, and this would be kind of a fun time to meet whoever would be interested in doing that. So that's on my list as well. Also, I had run out of pink and white scissors that I've promoted for 20 years. I took a real chance and I called the vendor, and they were still in business. And I got more pink handled scissors, and I got more white handled scissors. These are extremely, I'm going to hold it up by the matting, extremely fine blade, short blade, fine tip scissors, inexpensive.
Hold it up by
the pink ones are come with a clip cap, and they're 14, and these smaller ones are 12, and I was still able to keep them at that price from this vendor. So he said, I stocked up, I got as many as I could, and hopefully
Wow.
they'll have
What
them
fun.
when I run out or not, but I was really thrilled because that made me sad when I had out of stock.
And they're so good.
And they're it's what I recommend. Because you know the Dovos and the, there goes my brain. What are the other scissors we used to buy all the time?
Oh, Dovo, Skinger.
And there was one with an S. I can't remember. I'm old. They're not really available anymore in the small fine blade for hardanger.
No.
So I was real happy about that. So
exciting.
So that's it. Oh, and on the website, I've updated some quantities because if I'm not able to reproduce them because of computer issues and PDF issues, or because I have to convert it to a PDF file in order to send it to the printer, then it's taken down. So I had a couple of gals go, I was looking for this and I didn't see it on your website. It's because if it's a kit, when it's gone, it's gone. I can't recreate it. And when it's a chart that I just don't have that ability to, then I just take it off rather than give you hope that eventually it'll come back in stock. So quantities have been opened up for some of the projects or some of the designs. But I want to thank everybody who is so kind and generous to continue as we pick up subscribers to visit the website, and that means a lot to me, so thank you. So that is that. Now we go on to delightful deliveries. Do you have any delightful deliveries?
I have a small delightful delivery.
A small delightful delivery?
My May color and cotton fabric came. I'm color and cotton.
Got it.
I'm just seduced by fabric. I hope you all are sitting down. This is 36 count tumbleweed.
Oh, look at that.
It's beautiful. It's kind of a green, green gold, almost like when, maybe more like brass. When brass starts to tarnish a little bit, it's kind of almost like a tarnished brass or tarnished gold. It's beautiful.
So subtle though,
Yeah,
but
it's
just
beautiful.
Oh, now that's dyed through and through, correct?
Yep. Now, just like with all dyed things, look at the front and the back.
Yep.
And see. And then here are the May colors. Now I just want to stitch all things patriotic.
We both talked about
God
that
only knows what happens when I add those to my list, but
well,
yep, beautiful.
It is. It really is.
Those are my delightfuls. I'm really trying to behave.
Well,
it's
then,
not a lot of fun.
Do you have something in your journal you'd like to share? You've got your journal out. Did you just bring it in here because we're supposed to be here?
I'm so, this is May.
But you at least wrote on it.
I'm such a boring,
Stickers.
I don't have stickers all over the place and whatever. I just wrote what I stitched.
Well, would you like to see my journal?
Is it empty?
Bring it.
Well,
yours is very interesting.
Once again, we'll have to talk after school.
Yours is very interesting. You're not going to take me out to the dumpsters, are you, like Tom had it?
No.
Over talking to?
I was inspired by someone this week, and that's going to take me down a very slippery slope, I think. Another person that I faithfully watch is Brenda, the handwork maniac. And in her most recent episode, she shared a modern folk embroidery piece that she's working on called the Zimmerman Coverlet. And God bless her, she's doing it on 56 count antique white linen.
You're just talking crazy talk now.
But she's doing it with a variegated DMC 121, which is this breathtaking variation of blue. And I immediately stopped the video and wrote it all down.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to do it on 25 count Lugana, antique white Lugana, 1/1. 1/1.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Pulse. Checking for pulse.
And so I hope to,
Jane, over
I might start it.
After lunch today?
No. Oh. No.
Then don't tease us like that.
But everyone, if you aren't watching Brenda, Handwork Maniac, please go check her out. She works on such a variety of projects.
And fabric.
So she can show you a Lizzie Kate or a Bent Creek that she's doing on 18 count linen over 2 with pearl cotton. And then she's doing something on what I would say is like more normal, like 32 count or 36 count. And then she'll work on something where she's doing it on 18 count Ada. And boy, hasn't Ada changed since we were kids?
Yes, it has.
I mean, I remember Ada as this scratchy, stiff. It came either in a tube or a little folded packet, and you had white or ivory, and that was it.
That was it.
And it came in set, cut, sizes or whatever.
Well, that's all we had back then.
Yeah.
You get it at Ben Franklin or at Michael's.
Or even Target carried it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the Ada that they have now is stunning.
And there's
and it's soft and it's and
there are some that hand dyed Ada that will hand dye Adas as well. There are some that I've seen out.
Oh, Seraphim has a ton. Color and Cotton has a ton. Be Stitch Me has a ton. Name a dyer, and they will offer Ada along with the linen. I mean, honestly, I do love linen and stitching on linen, but if the Ada that's available now had been available then, I don't know that I would have ever changed.
Gone to a linen.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so she'll say, well, this is on 18 count Ada, and then the next one, this is 75 count linen, and some alpaca donated some. I mean, it's just And she chooses a lot of her own colors from stash, and she doesn't have the project all figured out before she starts.
Yeah.
So she'll start, and then she'll get to another place, and she'll think, I'm going to change color here, and I'm going to go find something I like, and some is silk, and some is cotton, and
yeah. I've started watching her as well, and I'm just fascinated by the thought process.
Oh, and she's so calm, and just has such a nice spirit.
Well, that's why you watch her in the wee hours of the morning, because she's your soothing. But you don't fall asleep during hers, because you never know what's going to come up next.
Maybe I should record myself reading something, because apparently the sound of my voice is like a tranquilizer for some people. I had somebody at work tell me a couple of months ago that he fell asleep in one of my meetings.
Oh my God.
He said, your voice is so soothing. He says, it's like a national public radio voice. And every time I start talking to Mick, he passes out. So maybe
that might be a husband.
Maybe I'll put our YouTube channel on autoplay and just not have the monitor on, and just like maybe I'll have to fall asleep.
Like the podcast on the
Don't
radio.
Have any melatonin? Turn on Jane and Julie. That's terrible.
You're silly. I love you being silly.
I'm not for everyone.
Well, you're for me. That's for sure. I have some. Are you done with your delightful deliveries?
Just at that.
Well, I have a lot, and I feel like kind of like a little piggy. But I went.
Did you go to market?
I did. I went to shop.
Did you go wee all the way home?
Only once.
Did you at least get ice cream on the way home?
Yes, I did. I did get ice cream.
And what were the highlights, the restaurant highlights in the town?
I'm
assuming you had to have lunch.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you that too. Tom came back to check on me, and it was so funny. He went to tour the town, and of course, he had to check out where their wastewater treatment plant is, because that's what he managed for
it's on the
40
list
years.
of National Historic Places.
So we've got to do that. And I knew that would be the first place he'd
Sure.
go to figure that out. And then in Blue Earth, they have a 55-foot statue of the Jolly Green Giant.
Ho, ho, ho.
He saw that and read all about that.
Don't you remember those commercials?
Yes, I
Ho,
do.
ho, ho.
And then,
Giant.
and then he went to, I wrote it down. Oh,
You guys.
he went through, what are you laughing like? And then he went through a little nature center. You know,
Oh, nice.
They had a really nice park that he walked around.
And the weather was nice?
It was a beautiful day. That's why we went on that Wednesday. So here he does. He comes back, you know, to check on me. He kind of just pops his head in the shop, and we're like, "Oh, you're back."
Oh, that's right.
And he said, "Yeah." And I looked. It was over 2 hours he was gone, which I told Jane. Good thing he came back, because you know what happened to Gilligan on a 3-hour tour. That would not have been good. So he kind of just said, "Hi, I'm back." And I'm like, "Oh gosh, I got to wind things up here." But not without buying a few things. Of course, happiness is homemade. Inside are recipes and cross stitch
And
patterns.
charts.
Yeah, little charts. And so like, I don't remember the story of why this was made. This was designers who attend the Nashville market. Like this is like Pat Carson from Gloria and Pat. She has curried chicken balls recipe. So, and then there's a little pattern. So, but patterns and charts. So I thought you got to get that, and I got one for you.
Oh, thank you.
So that was fun.
Okay, wait a minute. On that Rogers page, the chart was like a little precious moment.
Yes, yes.
The very first piece I stitched when I learned how to cross stitch was a precious moment. I bought a book.
Oh, fun. I think I probably did too. That was so big back then.
Those sweet little
Okay,
faces.
then remember last week I showed you that I had to do float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Nearly had a stroke when I saw these.
Oh, wow.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And that's a little gold magnet for our threads. So I got you one.
Thank you.
Oh, that was fun. And then I got this chart.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. Marjorie Macy. I don't know. I'm plain real dumb. I don't know if that's the designer name, the name of the thing. It's all in a different language. I don't know if it's French. I don't know what it is. That's just how. So neither here nor there.
It's called, the name of the pattern I think is called Quaker Street.
Just look at that.
Oh my goodness.
And I did see the pattern, which is a part of it's on the back side that we can't show, and I bought it anyways. That will have to be enlarged, and I will have to probably partake in.
Is it all one color?
Yes, it's all black,
Okay,
and I'm
at
going to
least
do
it's
it.
that one,
Yeah, it's all
color.
one black. It's all in one color black. I think it's not listed, but I'm going to do it in black, and I am going to do that in 103 silk. Then I can use my lipstick case again.
Have you done a Quaker before?
No.
I haven't either.
No.
But a couple of the shepherd's bush things I've done have had like maybe one Quaker motif or part of a Quaker motif. I really am kind of excited to do a Quaker at some point.
I think it will look really cool. It's 298 by 162, so it's substantial in size. So really excited to do this. Then, never seen these before, by Chantel 141. It is a display box that you put together and finish however you choose. Have no idea what
I've never seen it.
But I saw that and I'm like, put that. She goes, I think you need a basket. I said, I do believe I do.
I need a Sherpa.
Yeah. Again, don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I had to have it.
Wow.
So, and then
Brilliant.
Wendy, who invited me to the retreat at the Stitchery Nook in Osage, Iowa. Look at all these things I have to remember. Wendy said she was going to hopefully finish her Teresa Kogut sampler she was working on. And I go, well, which one is that? And she said, Land That I Love. This was all in text message. And I go, well, I'll have to Google that. So I looked it up. Thanks, Wendy. Look at that, Jane. Look at that. Seriously?
Amazing.
Those houses mean business, that's for sure.
One thing that I have noticed about Teresa Kogut's designs, other than the fact that they're stunning, is that they're very densely stitched.
Yeah.
I think is probably why they look so like rich.
Yeah. Now, I don't know. This is all CCW. So that would be
Classic color.
Classic. Why do I have such a mental block with that? And and DMC and Weeks Dye Works. So yeah, this.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I don't know.
Tis the season.
You know, I told Jane prior to coming in here when we were still both out in the green room. I said
in the Stitcher's Lounge.
Yeah, I'm like, I am really like out of control. This is not like me. Because she goes, look at I had to make a list of all my whips, and I'm like, I can't even focus enough to make a list. And when those words come out of my mouth, that scares me because I am the rule maker and the list
Not in
maker.
2023.
I know.
I think you took a magnet and you rubbed it over that part of your brain for 2023, and you're like, I'm not going to be bound by that crap anymore.
No. I long for some kind of control.
Okay, well then this afternoon, I will force you to make lists. That's all we're going to do while we're uploading is just make list after list.
And eat.
You're going to have like a little bump on your, from like holding the pencil.
Okay, so.
The old school teacher in me will come out.
I can't believe I did this.
How could you not?
I know. Shame on me.
Oh, that's dangerous.
With me in my red. And now that I know, I am just obsessed with 103 silk in red.
36 count linen.
And 36 count linen. It's got a drum for every day. And it's got biscornues, which I know how to do. And it's got pillows that I'm going to force myself to learn how to do. I am so out of my box, Jane.
I think it's great.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Amazing.
Okay, now, did we see this?
On Handwork Maniac.
Damn you, Jane. We were watching this. When did I come over? What were we watching for? We were just watching. Was it after when we were uploading our last video? It was. Well, we were uploading.
No, I think it's when you stopped. Not this week, but anyway.
It doesn't matter what.
When she comes, I force her to watch Flosstube.
It's not
because
forcing.
she won't watch The Incredible Dr. Pole with me because.
Well, no, because that can kind of.
She doesn't like it.
I'm a little queasy when it comes to
some of the
procedures.
You're not an abscess draining kind of gal.
No, not during the week. But we were, and she's not forcing me. I never have time to sit. I'm always going 9 different ways. Do it instead of
sleeping. That's what I do.
Well, that's what we discussed as well. All right, here we go. On with the show. Look at that.
Long Dog Samplers, hoity-toity.
What am I thinking?
It's so gorgeous.
What? What am I thinking? I'm going to live forever?
You're going to get a little hoity-toity-ish.
That I'm going to live forever? The colors on this, when she showed it, were jaw-dropping.
Yeah.
And to the point where I'm searching for a piece of paper, or I was going to be like a high school kid and just write it on the palm of my hand. Catherine used to do that all the time.
Wash the hand.
Yeah. So.
Oh, man.
And then last but not least, when we left, Justine gave you a little keychain with their logo on it. Okay.
Thank you, Justine.
And I bought us some stickers because she had some little stickers all fanned out. So I did buy you some stickers as well as me.
Holy cow. Is it Christmas?
And then look at this, you guys. Look at Justine's floss cards.
Ho, ho, ho.
Green giant. I love them. So we each got some floss cards.
Thank you. Thank you, Justine.
So much fun. So much fun. As we left, after I, had all my purchases rung up at the register, Justine suggested for lunch that we go across the street. There was a bar and grill called Average Joe's, and let me tell you, Joe did not disappoint.
He was above average?
I believe Joe might be a she, because there wasn't an E on it. Oh. So either way, that makes no difference who Joe was. What a restaurant. I had a BLT burger. Now, it was served on grilled Texas toast.
Was it buttered?
Yes, and it had to have lettuce, tomato, and 5 full strips of bacon on top of a cheeseburger. Oh my God. It was amazing. We had a delightful lunch, and we weren't even 10 miles on the road, and my head was bobbing. Like a kid who had spent a whole day at Disney. I was out like a light. When I woke up, I'm like, oh. I said, I must have fallen asleep. And Tom's like, yep. I go, please tell me I wasn't snoring. He goes, okay. My head was so full. When we got home, I couldn't even think. I didn't even look at the stuff I bought. I was so full. I mean, there was fibers and fabric and bacon and tater tots and ice cream.
You got ice cream?
Yeah, we got ice cream. Yeah, so it's just like it was way too much for this grandma to handle, but we had a great day. So fun. So that's me. Kind of like this. Sorry I had so much stuff, but that was quite a trip.
That's great.
Yep. So that's all. I think that's all I've got.
Yeah, I hope someday I'm well enough to travel.
Yes.
We'll have to see how it goes.
If not, we're going to see if Justine and
it'll be like weekend at Prairie. You just like haul me around.
I will take you anywhere you want to go.
Thank you.
So I think, is it still Saturday? Did we start on Saturday?
I think we did.
Oh gosh.
We got off to a rocky start.
We did.
I think we're okay.
I hope you enjoyed our video, because I certainly enjoyed sharing things, and we're so glad that we have this ability to share what we like to do, like to stitch, things that are new, and to share a little bit of ourselves with you. Yeah. So thank you.
Yep, thank you. Happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers out there. Human mothers, mothers of fur balls, birth mothers, chosen mothers, super aunts. Mm-hmm. We hope that you have a wonderful day. And for those of you that have lost your mothers, big hug from us. Mm-hmm. We're sorry for your loss. Hold those memories close and have a beautiful day. Loss is hard. Mother's Day brings up loss for people. People feel isolated. Just give yourself one more day. Just one more. I know it seems like a trite thing. Some days you have to give yourself 15 minutes more, over and over and over again. I had a couple of days like that since the last time I saw you. But just give yourself one more day, and then another one after that, and then another one after that. And let's string those together and pinky swear that we will do that, and that we will meet here again in a couple of weeks to have another adventure together. Believe me, if I can do it, you can do it too.
Yes.
So until then, we wish you all nothing but the best, health and happiness, and the abundance of all of the things that make you happy. So have a good couple of weeks, and take care, everybody, and happy stitching.
Bye. I almost forgot the clicker.
Oh.
That would have been disastrous.
That would have been more than 8 minutes.
Yeah, that would have been a whole potty break. 8 seconds. 8-minute potty break.
Look it's still going.
Oh, I'll tell you. This is just joy. Is it not communicating? It doesn't listen.
No.
Goodbye.
It's like husbands.
See you
They
soon.
don't tell you that ears come optional during the nuptials.
True. But we're going to say goodbye now. Hopefully it'll work.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
We're not joking.